I know, classic shirt, right? Yo, it's your boy Vega Bomber, and welcome to Vega Bomber Land. Well, you know what I'm doing if I turn on the camera. It means that I've seen the latest movie. And the latest movie that I've seen is Shazam! Yeah, that's right. So, here's the story about Shazam. Shazam is the story of a 14-year-old, tough, streetwise foster kid named Billy Batson who happens to get summoned by a wizard whose name is Shazam, who gives him his powers. He wanted to pass on his powers to somebody who was good and true and virtuous and all that good stuff. You know, it kind of sounds like Green Lantern a little bit, you know, wanting to find someone who's worthy of the ring, or maybe Thor, find somebody who's worthy of holding the hammer, but Thor is the person. Well, once again, we get to see that, but this time, a little different. Now what we're talking about, foster kids. Foster kids in a superhero movie. Well, I'll have to say this. This movie pulls it off. Now, yeah, there's a lot of humor in it, and that's what you'd expect. It's 14-year-old humor. It's what you'd expect kids to do if they were the ones who end up being given power. It's just kind of like Spider-Man when he gets the power. What does he want to go do? He wants to go wrestle and try to get some money because he needs a car and needs some fun so he could take out Mary Jane, right? So, yeah, that's what you kind of have here, except for it's two guys goofing around. A guy named Freddie, who ends up being a foster kid there at the home that he goes to, who is disabled. And he's like, knows everything about superheroes. So he's like, oh, I can help you now that you have these new superpowers. So there you go, a new friendship starts to bud, and there's like 4 or 5 other kids also that are at that foster home too. So that's basically your movie. So let me just jump right into the goods. Then I'll get into the things that I thought, I didn't care too much about it, and then I'll give you my overall impression. So some of the good things about this. First of all, I've got to give Warner Brothers a pound, DC a pound. There you go. Because you guys took on a very tough topic, like foster kids and that whole relationship between foster kids and lack of having parents and wondering where their parents are and who they'd be. Reminds me of Antoine Fisher, not knowing who his mom was and why she didn't come get him. Yeah, this movie has some feels in it and a lot of humor. And so there's some parts where the tone is kind of all over the place, where it's really, really serious. And then there's some moments where it's really, really funny. And I don't know, I suppose they did it okay. I guess it was all right. I didn't find it too offensive. I didn't find it like it was the greatest movie in the world, but I didn't think it was the worst movie in the world either. So what else was good? You know, I did like that Mark Strong, I want to call him Mac. I don't know why, but I did like the idea that Mark Strong was the villain in this film. And I think in the beginning, he was set up really, really well. Now, as the film went on, I don't know that I liked his motivation, which his motivation was just, I want to be bigger, badder, more powerful than the one guy that is more powerful than me, who's Shazam. So in terms of motivation, pretty weak. Didn't care for that very well. But in terms of presence and who he was when you first met him, and when he first was donning the long trench coat and walked into, like a boss, into a meeting and just disrupted it, was, I don't know, it was pretty cool. I was with him. I was with Mark Strong at that point, but then I think eventually it kind of slid away. I'll say the child actors in this film did a heck of a job of playing children in the film without it seeming almost like they were trying too hard. If you look at Eddie Murphy's movie Boomerang, the kids that he has in that movie at the end, kind of cheesy, didn't quite work really that well for me. Well, these kids nail it. They're pretty good. And the one standout to me was a little girl, a black girl. Her name was Darla. And then even her, well, I won't go with that. That's spoiler, so I won't go into anything further than that. But out of all the foster kids, I'd say her, and then Freddie, who actually is one of the kids from It, which It was also another movie with a great child character cast, I guess. There's 2, but then there's the 3 other kids that are also the foster kids. And I guess if there was a negative, it'd be that there's probably too many kids. There's too many foster kids. It probably would have been better if there's maybe two or three tops, but you got 5 kids here now. So anyway, that's what they do. That's what happens. So the humor is there. I would say it's a fun-hearted, light-hearted movie. They let you know this up front. So you just go in there knowing that and don't expect much more than that. And then what you'll do is you'll actually get some feels a little bit in there. And then after that, you just have your punch 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em robot scene in the third act, which is, it's fine. It's fine. So, not a bad movie, a movie that I could tell you that if you want to go see it, feel free, go ahead and check it out. You can say that you saw the movie. Whether I thought this is a movie I want to add to my video collection or something I'll be talking about 5 or 6 months from now after Avengers Endgame comes out, no, I don't think so. I think once Endgame comes out, I will have forgotten completely about Shazam! But that's okay. Doesn't mean you will. So what do you think? How about you meet me in the comments below and we'll talk about Shazam and whether it was better than what I thought, or whether maybe you feel like me that it was there. It's just one movie in a long line of other superhero movies. But either way, I'll meet you down in the comments section. It's your boy Vega Bomber, and I'm out. You.